You post a story. She views it. No reaction. No reply. Nothing. You post a photo. Maybe you're out with friends. Maybe you're at an event. Maybe you're just living your life. She sees it. Still nothing. And that silence starts eating at you. You start wondering, does she even care? Is she over me? Am I invisible to her now? Here's where most men get it completely wrong. That silence you're obsessing over. It's not emptiness. It's not indifference. In most cases, it's the loudest thing she's not saying. Because while you're staring at your phone waiting for a reaction, something much more powerful is happening in her mind. She's going through a psychological process that most men never even know exists. A sequence of thoughts, comparisons, and emotions that can either pull her closer or push her away, depending on what you do next. And if you understand what's actually happening inside her head when you post without her, you stop being the one waiting for her reaction. You become the one creating it. Let me break down the 5 stages she goes through every single time. Now, before I get into this, I need to be clear about something. This isn't about manipulating anyone. This isn't about playing games or treating relationships like some kind of chess match. This is about understanding. Because when you understand what's actually happening in her mind, you stop overthinking. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop driving yourself crazy trying to figure out what she's thinking. Here's what most women will never tell you directly. We notice everything. Every post. Every story. Every photo. Even if we never react. Especially if we never react. And there's a reason for that. Most men post on social media without any awareness of what it triggers. They upload a photo, share a story, check who viewed it, and move on. They have no idea that in those few seconds, a woman who's interested in them, or who used to be interested, or who's uncertain about where things stand, is going through an entire psychological journey. And here's the problem. When you don't understand this dynamic, you either post too much, trying to get her attention, which looks desperate, or you post nothing, thinking silence makes you mysterious, when really you're just becoming forgettable. The men who actually understand female psychology, they know that what you post, when you post it, and who's in it sends a message, whether you intend it or not. Think about it. Have you ever wondered why she viewed your story but didn't respond to your text? Why she liked an old photo but won't commit to plans? Why she seems distant one day but watches everything you do the next? It's because your social media presence is speaking to her subconscious. And right now, you have no idea what it's saying. That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. The 5 psychological stages every woman goes through when she sees you posting without her. From the moment your post appears on her screen to the decision she makes about how to respond, or whether to respond at all. By the time we're done, you'll understand exactly what's happening in her mind. And more importantly, you'll know how to use this to your advantage. Let's start with stage 1. Stage 1. The immediate notice. The second your post appears, something happens in her brain that she doesn't consciously control. It's almost like a reflex. Her eyes scan the image in a specific order, and most women do this without even realizing it. First, she looks at who's in the photo. If there are other people, especially other women, her brain immediately registers it. She's not jealous yet. She's just gathering information. But that information is being processed faster than she can think about it. Her subconscious is already asking questions. Who is that? How close are they standing? Is she attractive? Second, she looks at where you are. Is this somewhere she recognizes? Somewhere you mentioned going? Somewhere new that she didn't know about? The location tells her a story about your life without her in it. And if it's somewhere exciting, somewhere social, somewhere that suggests you're out living your best life. She notices. Trust me, she notices. Third, she looks at your energy. Are you smiling? Do you look happy? Are you having a good time? This might sound simple, but it matters more than you think. Because if you look like you're thriving, it triggers something in her. A question she can't help but ask herself. Does he even miss me? Is he fine without me? Does he need me at all? And that question, that tiny seed of doubt, is the beginning of everything that happens next. It's subtle. She probably won't even acknowledge it to herself. But it's there, sitting in the back of her mind, and it's not going away. This entire process takes about 2 to 3 seconds. That's it. 2 to 3 seconds of scanning, and her brain has already started building a narrative about you, about your life, about where she fits in it, or whether she fits in it at all. But noticing is just the first stage. What happens after that is where things get really interesting. Stage 2. The comparison check. Once she's noticed your post, her brain does something automatic. It starts comparing, and this comparison happens on multiple levels, most of which she's not even fully aware of. If there's another woman in the photo, even if it's clearly just a friend, a coworker, a cousin, it doesn't matter. Her brain starts measuring. Is she prettier than me? Does she seem more fun? Are they closer than we are? This isn't insecurity. It's instinct. Women are wired to assess competition, even when there's no real threat. But here's what most men don't realize. The comparison doesn't stop at other women. She also compares herself to the version of you she's seeing. She looks at you having fun without her, and she starts asking herself questions. Would I fit into that scene? Would he want me there? Am I exciting enough for his life? And then comes the deepest comparison of all. She compares your current energy to how you were with her. If you seem happier now, more alive, more free, it hits her in a way she won't admit. Because it makes her wonder if she was holding you back. Or worse, if you're better off without her. This comparison stage can last anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes, depending on how emotionally invested she is. The more she cares, the longer she lingers. The more she analyzes, the more she compares. And here's the thing. She's not doing this to torture herself. She's doing it because her brain is trying to answer one fundamental question. Where do I stand? But she won't find that answer in your photo. Which brings us to stage 3, where things start to get a little more intense. Stage 3. The interpretation hunt. This is where her mind really starts working overtime. Because after she's noticed your post and compared herself to everything in it, she needs to understand what it means. And trust me, she will find meaning in places you never intended. The caption. She reads it twice, maybe 3 times. Is there a hidden message? Is he talking about me? Is this directed at someone else? Even if your caption is completely innocent, she's analyzing the word choice, the tone, the energy behind it, the timing. When did you post this? Was it right after she didn't respond to your text? Was it late at night when you should have been thinking about her? Was it during an event she wasn't invited to? The timing tells her a story, even if that story is completely made up in her head. The emojis, the location tag, the people you tagged, every single detail becomes a clue in a mystery she's trying to solve. And the mystery is simple. What does this post say about us? Here's where it gets complicated. She's not looking for the truth. She's looking for confirmation of what she's already feeling. If she's feeling insecure, she'll find evidence that you're moving on. If she's feeling hopeful, she'll find evidence that you still care. This interpretation stage is exhausting for her, even though she'll never admit it. She's running through scenarios, building narratives, imagining conversations you haven't even had yet. And while she's doing all of this, you're probably just going about your day, completely unaware that a single post has triggered an entire mental marathon in her head. But interpreting is just the setup. What comes next is the emotional response, and that's where everything changes. Stage 4. The emotional response. This is where all the noticing, comparing, and interpreting finally hits her on an emotional level. And this is the stage most men never see because she hides it well. But trust me, it's happening. The first emotion is usually jealousy. Not the dramatic, obvious kind. It's subtle. It's that tight feeling in her chest when she sees you having fun without her. It's the flash of irritation when she notices another woman in your frame. She might not even call it jealousy. She might tell herself she doesn't care, but her body knows the truth. The second emotion is FOMO, fear of missing out. Not just on the event or the moment, but on you, on your life, on the person you're becoming without her. She starts wondering what else is happening that she doesn't know about, what other experiences you're having that she's not part of. And that fear feeds into something deeper. The third emotion is the one she fights the hardest. Regret. If she's been distant, if she's been playing it cool, if she's been testing you by pulling back, seeing you thrive without her makes her question her own choices. Was I wrong to pull away? Did I wait too long? Is he slipping away? And underneath all of this is the emotion that drives everything. Loss aversion. The fear of losing something she thought she had. You see, when a woman sees you posting without her, you're no longer a sure thing. You're becoming uncertain. And uncertainty triggers one of the most powerful human emotions, the fear of loss. This emotional cocktail is intense. And she's experiencing all of it while trying to look calm, unbothered, completely fine. But inside, she's feeling everything. Which brings us to the final stage. The decision point. Stage 5. The decision point. After everything she's felt, seen, analyzed, and interpreted, she arrives at a crossroads. What does she do next? And this is where most men get confused, because her decision often makes no sense on the surface. She has 3 options. Option 1. She reacts. She likes the post, comments on it, maybe even sends you a DM. This is rare, because reacting means admitting she was watching. It means showing her cards. And most women, especially early on, don't want to give you that satisfaction. Option 2. She reaches out separately. She texts you about something unrelated, acts like she didn't see the post, tries to reconnect without acknowledging what triggered it. This is her way of testing the waters without revealing her hand. Option 3. She does nothing. No comment, no message, complete silence. And here's the part most men miss. This is often the strongest reaction of all. When a woman chooses silence after going through all 5 stages, it's not because she doesn't care. It's because she cares too much. Reacting would make her feel vulnerable. It would give you power. So instead, she watches from a distance, convincing herself that staying silent is her way of staying in control. But here's the truth. She's not in control. She's obsessed. She's checking your stories. She's waiting for your next post. She's thinking about you more than she was before you posted. This is what I call the silent obsession. She won't tell you about it. She won't show you any signs. But it's there. And now that you understand all 5 stages, the question becomes simple. What do you do with this knowledge? Now that you understand the 5 stages, let me show you how to use this strategically. Because knowing what happens in her mind is only half the equation. The other half is knowing what to post, when to post, and how to maximize the psychological impact. First, Timing matters more than you think. Posting right after she goes silent on you is powerful. It sends a message without saying a word. You're not chasing. You're not waiting around. You're living your life. And that contrast between her silence and your visibility amplifies every stage we just talked about. Second, show social proof, but don't overdo it. A photo with friends, a story from an event, content that shows you have a life. These trigger the comparison stage and the fear of missing out. But if every post has other women in it, it looks intentional. It looks like you're trying too hard. The goal is to seem naturally abundant, not desperately proving a point. Third, look like you're thriving, not surviving. Your energy in your posts matters. If you look happy, confident, and fulfilled, it activates her loss aversion. She starts wondering if she's missing something, if she made a mistake, if you're slipping away. Fourth, don't post too often. Consistency is good, but flooding her feed makes you look needy. Space out your posts. Let each one breathe. Give her time to go through all 5 stages before the next one hits. And finally, never post as a reaction to her. If she posted something, don't immediately respond with your own content. That's reactive. That's weak. Post on your own timeline, for your own reasons, and let her wonder. The key to all of this is simple. Your social media presence should create curiosity, not closure. Make her want to know more, not feel like she already has you figured out. Now here's the part that might be hard to hear. She's watching you more than you realize, even when she seems distant, even when she's not responding, even when she's acting like she doesn't care. She's watching every story you post, every photo you share, every glimpse into your life. She sees it, and she's going through those 5 stages whether you know it or not. The real question isn't whether she notices. She does. The real question is what she's doing with those feelings. And most of the time, she's doing nothing. Not because she doesn't feel anything, but because she's scared of what feeling something might mean. Here's the controversial truth. Her silence is not rejection. Her silence is restraint. She's holding back because showing interest feels like losing power. She's convincing herself that watching from a distance is enough. But it's not. The more she watches, the more she thinks about you. The more she thinks about you, the more she wants what she's not allowing herself to have. This is the silent obsession I mentioned earlier. And here's why it matters. You have more influence over her thoughts than you realize. Your visibility is your leverage. Your presence in her feed, even without direct contact, keeps you in her mind. And staying in her mind is the first step to staying in her life. So stop wondering if she cares. She does. Start focusing on what you're showing her. Because she's paying attention, even when she pretends she's not. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever posted something and noticed her watching but not reacting? Did she suddenly reach out after seeing your story? Or is she still in that silent obsession phase, watching everything but saying nothing? Drop a comment below and tell me your experience. I read every single one, and honestly, your stories help me create better content for this community. And if this video helped you understand what's really going on in her mind, consider subscribing. Because this isn't just about social media. It's about understanding how women think, what triggers their emotions, and how to position yourself as the man she can't stop thinking about. You're not here to play games. You're here to understand the game. And now you do. I'll see you in the next one.